Just a moment.
Until I make noise with the back.
Yes, so I am back from town with my replacement screen, and I was able to get an AMOLED. So this is it. Let me test it for you. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Now that I have done that, let me power off and show you how you would restrain it onto the frame or body of the phone. So anyway, I've unplugged the battery. That was a lazy move. I should have shut it down. So disconnect that connector, and I think at this point I am also going to disconnect this segment. It feels like I have fixed this phone before, but I wonder whether I had shown you a video. So this ribbon doesn't come with the replacement screen. You have to keep it proper. And I don't know why they chose to segment it into two. So this would have come out like this. But anyway, I already showed you how to remove the dead screen. So let me just pick this out, because I have to clean and then glue them together. So this is how my replacement screen looks like. I keep wondering whether this thing covers an adhesive underneath, or it's just put there for the sake of keeping it clean. So let me attempt to lift it out. Right there. Is it sticky? No, it's not. So I don't quite understand why they put this there. Anyway, it's supposed to protect that layer. Having put that aside, now let's get here. So the next stage is to clean out all this nonsense of glue. So I believe this phone has ever had a screen replacement, or the person thought they could fix the old screen and happened to glue it. This is a total mess. But let's get cleaning. So by cleaning, I mean I'm simply going to scrape off the old adhesive, first around the fringes of the phone that holds the screen onto the frame. This is okay. All the other parts are important, but I'm simply scraping it off. I think this is a bit of a mundane process, but I am going to clean off all this and then come back. Let me do it off camera to save you all the trouble of having to watch me do this very tedious, boring process. Okay, so I am done cleaning the frame, and you can see there's much of a difference around the peripheries. Now where's the surgical blade? Just set fall down. Okay, I think I saw something here. I need to scrape that off. You just don't need anything that would occupy the space between the screen and the frame, because you want it to sit flush. And yep, using some tissue to clean off the dust that I have scraped off. Yeah, I get the feeling now that it's relatively fine, except if it isn't. So wipe all that. This is to guarantee that the outcome is reliable and long lasting. So you don't want any uneven stresses underneath the screen. Now let me peel that off. I don't need that piece of protruding debris. Yeah, so I think this should be sufficient enough. Now I had noticed that they had gone some glue onto the front facing camera, and I have decided to sort of clean it off using a bit of my tissue, like that. And okay, so that's fine. Now let me first plug it back, because these are things that are quite easy to forget to return into their places. So whenever you remember, do place it back immediately. And I noticed there was this tiny piece of dust filter, which I don't now seem to be seeing. But where is it? Where is it? It was very tiny. Anyway, it is inconsequential, so let me let it be, and let me find my adhesive to bond the screen to the frame. Where's my adhesive meanwhile? This is the bag containing. So this is what I use. This is the E8000, and it's provides a very good bonding strength. Now let me get right at it. So I am going to first place some around the frame of the phone, then also around the edges of the screen. So I'll begin with these areas which have a bit of a larger area that should receive glue, because this is going to receive relatively more glue and therefore will take longer to dry. That's why I am placing glue there first. Okay, then the top edges of the phone, squeeze it in there like that. Oh, I hope I right there. Okay, then around the peripheries of the phone, right there. I am hoping no debris has remained between the frame of the phone, so always be thorough, because remember, when we are going to bond them together, we are going to exert a bit of pressing force on the screen onto the frame, and that could easily cause the front glass to crack if there exists any piece of debris between the two surfaces that are being bonded. Yeah, once bitten, twice shy. So I've seen it happen, and I wouldn't want you to go through the same pain. So that's there, like that. I tend to use a bit of just a bit more glue than I would need, and then whatever exudes, I will clean it off later on. So now the next stage is to apply adhesive on the edges of the screen. So I'll begin with the bottom side, line it with some adhesive right there. Okay, and then bring it along the length of the screen. So my glue isn't coming off easily, so that's why I have to swab it to and fro, just so I can get it to actually remain on the screen. You don't want this funny adhesive getting underneath the screen, so bring it all along the top like that. Then be careful not to put any around the opening for the front camera, or the glass through which the front camera sees. Now we are bringing it along this entire edge of the phone. Yeah, it's a bit of a painfully slow process, but I guess I want to show you what it really takes. But if it don't mind, that was a client's phone going off. Anyway, so this is adhesive. Yeah, I was trying, I lost my thought trail. Anyway, so we are done placing the adhesive there, and I noticed there was some sort of bonding around here, so I'll try to add some little of it, not so much, just in case you might need to. Hello? Hello?
No.
The phone is under repair.
It's under repair.
Yes.
What is the key?
You look around.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I was trying to answer a client's call because the person calling couldn't let me be, and now is the time to bring the two surfaces together, but let's not forget to to remove this veneer of polythene underneath. Yeah, thin as it is, it tends to occupy unnecessarily much space. Okay, at least this lower one is of value because it will help us hold this onto the phone's frame, just like that. And so we need this bent so it enters underneath. Now plug in that fiber, that tiny piece of fiber, down into the socket, and then around the edges of the phone, then squeeze it a bit like that. Now I'm going to bring it down to this surface and put a light press. I am making sure there's nothing in between it and the surface, because we also don't want to really crack it. Now I'm going to try to assemble the parts into the frame quickly. Now let's stick this down to the adhesive underneath, right there. Bring our lower subboard, place it there, and do not forget to connect the coaxial cable into the lower subboard, lest you end up with no network. Now we will need also glue the battery into the frame. Yeah, so this is how you would replace the inbuilt battery. Rip it out, bring your new one, apply adhesive where the battery is supposed to sit, like that, and around that other side. I trust my adhesive to be of strong bonding strength, so that should be sufficient to keep the battery in place. I'm not going to be extremely generous with it because it would be just wastage. Now that is that, we'll bring this into place. The lower cover comes into play right there. Oh, sorry, I hadn't yet put the fiber to the screen. I guess that's me trying to hurry before the adhesive around the frame of the screen dries. So this fiber that connects the screen to the main motherboard is here. This side is labeled main, so that would plug on the upper board, and this other one with CTA, whatever that's supposed to mean, plugs to the screen. So we'll plug that in, plug that, plug the fiber that connects the subboard to the main board, and then let me bring in the battery into play. Having done that, let's bring the front plastic into play. It's there, so I need my screwdriver to screw that into place. Where is it meanwhile? Huh? Where is my screwdriver? Okay, here it is. I'm trying to hurry because I need to tie the screen in place before the glue starts drying. So I'm screwing the front plastic into place right there. Yeah, these screws didn't come out when I was opening it earlier on, so that's why they come with the frame. Now I need to place one here, to the most important of places, and then that other side. Now, seeing that the first guy didn't put back all the screws, I'm going to prioritize where to place the ones that survived. So I'm putting them in the areas that experience the most strains. Now bring this into place to cover the lower subboard. So first I need it to come. Anyway, I'm just screwing this together, so you can feel free to skip forward, or you could take this time to hit the like button and If you're new, please be certain to subscribe. I mean, click on the subscribe button. Okay. Need screws around the charging system. There. Yeah, so seeing that this guy is short of screws, I'm a bit torn as to where to place them. Okay, I think those should suffice. This is sensitive place, sensitive place. Yep, now bring my fingerprint sensor and close it. I only wish I had more screws. I would have added this filler, but I do not have any. Okay, anyway, let me just add one there. Okay, I guess one more here. Okay, so I think I'm happy with myself. And the next thing is to bring the back cover into place. And that's the back cover. It just holds into place by lock and key mechanism. So when you're putting the back cover back, always place the side that has the volume keys first, because you don't want them shearing the real electronic buttons. So squeeze. Good. Surprisingly tough. Okay. Very tough piece of plastic. Now let me power on the phone. Okay, it powers on and shows M30. Next thing is to restrain the screen onto the frame using threads. Each strand of thread applying some bit of tension until the adhesive dries. So, yep, that's what I do. It's a well-researched solution. I think let me begin longitudinally so that the screen is pulled in place. Yeah, it's a beautiful display for a replacement display. And I always encourage that don't be tempted to put an IPS screen where an AMOLED would go, however expensive the AMOLED screen is, unless you simply needed to pick your information off the phone and then discard it. But for the sake of longevity, you would rather spend the extra money and buy a true AMOLED screen to go where AMOLED is. Yep, so it's a bit of a repetitive, boring process. So feel free to take this time to hit the like button or share the video. So each of these strands of threads are basically applying a pressing tension on the screen and frame of the body, pulling them together. And we will give this glue about 12 hours to set sufficiently well. And then after it has dried, we will remove the threads and then clean off the excess extruding glue at the fringes of the phone or the edges of the phone. Now, yep, thanks for watching. Please be certain to subscribe and come back for more videos. On lookout. See you in the next video. Yep, I just felt like showing you after I had already tied, and it's going to be like this for some time. Thank you. Subscribe. Oh, let me just show you that it is touching well. Emergency calls 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 blah blah blah, and ta-da, we are good to go. Subscribe, share, like. On lookout. Next video we meet.